Carroll, bringing it forward. Thompson's making the run. Carroll hangs on to it though. Still Davy Carroll. Could go all the way here. Oh, what a goal!
I don't know what it is that makes me love you so. I only know I never wanna let you go. 'Cause you started something, you see, that ever since we met you had a hold on me. It happens to be true. I only wanna be with you.
Hello, I'm Phil Catchpole and welcome to this week's episode of Ringing the Blues. We're on the home straight for the season now. On this week's show, we've got all the action and reaction from the weekend building up to Wembley and Under the Arch too. Plus, we speak to Chris from Salopcast to preview our trip to Shrewsbury on Saturday. But first, let's head to Mexico City for the full Liga 1 results for the weekend with U.
We are ringing the blues from Mexico City. It's me, Uri, and here are the results for League 1. Blackpool 1, Cambridge United 0, Bristol Rovers 0, Bolton Wanderers 2, Burton Albion 0, Oxford United 4, Charlton Athletic 2, Barnsley 1, Exeter City 1, Stevenage 0, Leyton Orient 3, Cheltenham Town 1, Northampton Town 2, Carlisle United 0, Portsmouth 3, Shrewsbury Town 1, Reading 1, Lincoln City 1, Wigan Athletic 0, Port Vale 0. And also, I have the result from Wembley. Peterborough United 2, Wycombe Wanderers 1. Oh, so it was a tight game. Wycombe was set up to frustrate Peterborough. It nearly worked. The referee was very lenient. This is very unusual. And, Peterborough won the game with an overhead cross which ended up in the back of the net. So Cherboy Spanish this week, a lucky goal. Yes, indeed, it was a lucky goal. So how do we say luck in Spanish? Well, let's go back to the etymology. In Spanish, luck is suerte. And suerte comes from the Latin word sortis. Sortis were some kind of dice or little bones that were used to give away lots of land or portions of land to soldiers that were awarded in their service to the Roman Empire. So sortis were those dice, and sortis is where the word suerte comes from. Suerte, luck. So how do we say a lucky goal? Well, we say un gol suertudo. Un gol suertudo. Suerte, suertudo, lucky goal. So yeah, the motor trophy goes to the Porsche. The Porsche win the Bristol Street Motor Trophy. I'm very sad. I've also got a sore throat because of the eclipse in Mexico hit very hard and I somatized it. Anyways, one day the Chairboys will give us a lot of happiness and a lot of luck. The dice will be in our favor. The suerte will be in our favor. Oh, nearly there. That's something that applies both to Mexican teams and some English teams as well. Well, back to England with my amigo Filiberto Cachapollos. Until next week. Adios.
Cheers, Uri. Right then, Wembley weekend, and it started on the Saturday for our Spanish contingent flying in from all over Spain. They arrived on the Saturday because when they originally booked their flights, Wycombe were due to be playing Derby County in the league at Adams Park. That was way back in pre-season. However, a Saturday afternoon off meant there was football to be seen elsewhere. We headed to non-league to see Dulwich Hamlet take on Enfield Town in the Isthmian League Premier. It was a 4-0 defeat for Dulwich, but the Spanish brought the party as they always do. It was wonderful to see so many light and dark blue scarves and Wycombe Wanderers represented. Loads of people asking what on earth is going on here. It was a wonderful atmosphere, and Cheryl Kipping, a Wycombe fan who lives in South London, popped along too, and I spoke to Cheryl on the terrace. Cheryl, we're at Dulwich Hamlet. We're both wearing our Wycombe Wanderers stuff, but we're here with the Spanish. It's great, isn't it?
It is fantastic. They're making an amazing difference to the atmosphere here. I don't know that it's improved the quality of the football, but it's a good day out.
Lots of Wycombe Wanderers colours on display as well, which is lovely to see.
Absolutely. They're so excited about going down to Adams Park later, going to Wembley tomorrow. They're going to really boost the atmosphere.
Isn't football wonderful?
It is wonderful. Listen to this.
Dulwich are losing 3-0, but you wouldn't know it.
You absolutely wouldn't. Not from what's going on in the crowd here. So with all the Media Inglesa, it's fantastic.
Wembley's going to be great with them too.
Even better, yeah.
Jordi, is Dulwich 4-0 down, but you guys have had a big party here today.
Yeah, we have. We are coming from Spain, so the result is not gonna water this party. So these guys, they want to shout. We are practicing for tomorrow. So today is the warm up.
Yeah.
So we are practicing. We're getting everything fine just for tomorrow. Big and big noise at Wembley.
A lot of people here who come to Dulwich every week wondering what on earth is going on. What do we say to them?
I don't know. We were finding a game for the Saturday. These people is amazing. They're following us everywhere, and yeah, they are enjoying this game. It's a classical football game of lower division. We were talking about in Spain, there's a lot of games like that, but not that with many people like here. People is very happy here. They are enjoying the afternoon. You can hear that. So that's crazy. These guys are crazy.
I've learned a lot of Spanish today.
Yeah, there are more than 200 people here. We expect 250 tomorrow at Wembley, so we will enjoy it so much.
I've learned a lot of Spanish new words today.
Yeah. I'm gonna give you a Spanish-English dictionary for you to understand everything. Well, most of the things, it's better for you don't understand that. Just flow with it.
And after the game, you're all going to Adams Park to see the Copa del Rey.
Yeah. There are 4 coaches coming here to collect us. We're gonna be going directly to Adams Park to make a big tour there for the guys to see the stadium, and after that we go inside the restaurant to watch the Mallorca Athletic de Bilbao game for the Copa del Rey final. So of course we will enjoy. A lot of people from Bilbao here, so there's gonna be big noise there also.
And then tomorrow, Wembley Stadium. Amazing.
Yeah. We're gonna leave Wycombe at the midday, something like that. We're gonna arrive at Wembley at 1 p.m. We're gonna start warming up, all our throats ready to shout, ready to cry. So yes, tomorrow is gonna be the big day, and we are looking forward to that.
Jordi, you guys know how to live. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Tomorrow will show a bit better.
Incredible. Lovely to have you with us, man. It's fantastic.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
So then, on to Wembley on the Sunday. The 4:30 kickoff meant there was plenty of time beforehand to catch up with some old friends. The first one being Adebayo Akinfenwa. He'd played his final professional game under the arch for Wycombe Wanderers in the playoff final defeat against Sunderland back in 2022. For old time's sake, we stood in the very spot that I spoke to him after that game to find out how he was.
Listen, I can't complain. Boots still hung up, trust me. And I'm here on now just a spectator view. But listen, brings back good memories. The last time weren't so great, but the time before that was life-changing and memorable. So hopefully the players in there can have that sort of feeling.
Do you still get the buzz? I know you're not a player anymore, but have you got the buzz walking into this arena?
Yeah, I mean, you always do, because you know what's happening in the changing room. You know that the music started, you know that, the possibilities of that. I don't have no inkling of getting out on that pitch, I'll tell you that now, but the whole bonds, the day together, the excitement, listen, you'll never lose that, but I'm much, much happier watching rather than playing now.
Now, you were the big man for the big occasion. How do you play and raise yourself for a big game? How do you mentally prepare yourself?
Do you know what? Visualization's a lot, and then also acknowledge the occasion. but you know what I'm saying, but try not to play it. Like, I'll always say that, and I remember somebody said that to me earlier in my career when they always used to use that, you know, play the game, not the occasion, which when the game starts, that's what you got to do, but acknowledge the occasion. Trust me, these Wycombe players are going to realise, well, it's a big thing leading up to it, so acknowledge it, but then when you blow the whistle, man, just let your character show, you know what I'm saying? And that's what they're going to have to do, and fingers crossed. They've got the players in there, the likes of Grimmer that's been there, Volksy, Gareth McCleary, Gaffer, you know what I'm saying, Black Bloomfield. So hopefully they can all put it together and the game plan will work and they'll get the victory.
And what are you doing at Wembley today? Because there's cameras everywhere where you are, B.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I'm doing every single camera. But no, listen, it's nice. It's because I'm such affiliated with Wycombe, and that's why it means so much more. This is not a team that I'm not connected with. I'm connected with it. I know how the players will be feeling. I know how the managers will be feeling, and I know how, if you win, how you feel, and I know how you lose, how you feel. So I guess that's what the people are asking now, and I'm letting them know that, fingers crossed, it's the latter, it's the win.
B, let's hope it's a Wycombe win today.
Oh, bless.
Enjoy the game, man.
You too, my brother. Love every time.
Gaz, back at Wembley.
Awesome.
It's our second home, right?
Yeah, awesome. You know, like you say, fourth time in 9 years, and I think that could come into it. You know, I think that the experience that the club has had here, not just the players, but the club. You know, Blooms has been here, the chairman, the staff. That come into it. You know, that come into it, because when you walk out on this pitch, you don't realise what a moment that is in your career. You know, and if you haven't done it before or you're young. The inexperience could come into this, so I'm really rooting that knowledge that Bloom's got, obviously Bale's here behind us, you know, and all this experience, even myself, you know, seeing us knowing it's something that we've done before and we've deserved to do. Can we do it again? I'm predicting a Wycombe win today on the experience and some quality players that Matt signed.
There's some experience, and then there's some first-timers as well. You've played at Wembley. You'd have walked out the tunnel for the first time. I think it was the old stadium, man. I don't want to reveal your age, but
Towers,
yeah. But what's that feeling like? What are they going to be? What's the emotions they're going to have?
You can't. It's hard to tell somebody what to do. It's hard to say take it in. It's hard to say because everyone's different. Just be you know, and that's a big advocate. I've been saying that for years, you know, at management, and just be you. Now, if you is getting nervous, that's great. If you is, I'm calm, I deserve this, then that's you. Just be you. But I remember when I played the first time back in '94, ironically against Wycombe, you know, at the end of the game, I just took some moments in and thought, you know what, this might be my only time, you know, and it was for playing. You know, I wasn't selfish enough to put me on in the finals. I was there. That would have been funny, wouldn't it? But you know, I'm sure you'll speak to B as well, and he'll say just be you and be that person, be that genuine guy out there, because you don't want to be anything else. You don't want to be fake out there and go, my one time at Wembley, I wasn't me. Be you. Just get out there and be you. If that's nervous, great, because sometimes that makes you a better player. But I think the likes of, you know, your Taffazolis, you know, have been here before, your Grimmers, your Wheelers in that dressing room, you know, your players who really have performed here, won here, lost here, been through the emotions here. Your Akin Fenwers, I'm sure there's going to be a few leaning on him today. I think they've got a chance, a real chance, because everyone's talking about the possession and the wide open spaces for these quick forwards for Peterborough. And I think they're probably just overlooking Wycombe a little bit. Little Wycombe again, but we love it. Peterborough have had a great season. They've got a brilliant manager. And of course, you know, I want to see a good game, but you know, I've got a vested interest in Share Boys, and that's all I want to see at the end of the day. Come on, Blooms, lift that trophy.
Now, you said you've played here once, but they do gigs here as well, Gaz. So you might play here again, you never know.
You know what, I'll be the first manager footballer maybe to do that, and that's definitely on the bucket list. Yeah, I would absolutely be in awe to play music here, never mind football, and you've actually started something there, Phil, so you never know. All right, you can play a big part in this. You've got some music connections. Let's get today over, then we'll talk after, all right?
Well, I saw your band play the other week in Camden. It's a long way from Camden to Wembley, but then you probably thought that when you were starting lacing your football boots up for the first time. So
it was a long way from Blackburn Rovers to Wembley, you know, and I remember them days. So if I can get anywhere close to this place in music, it'd be awesome. But honestly, football is what it's all about, and that team today, when they step off that bus from the short journey that they'll have from their hotel, Blooms will have them in the right mind. You know, he was for me. You know, he missed his penalty there. So I mean, he got promoted here against Oxford. You know, he obviously played a part from afar when we were Sunderland here, but he's been there. somebody like that at the helm, I think's very, very good in this situation, and I think that could play a big part today.
Gareth Southgate famously said, you're not defined by those things, they shape your future.
Absolutely, and I firmly believe that Blooms is going to go on to be a fabulous manager. I think he's really signed well in January with the backing of the club. You know, we haven't mentioned the Couigs yet. You know, I know whoever thinks what about them, this club wouldn't be where it is without Rob Couig, Pete Couig, Missy Couig, Kevin Couig. You know, he wouldn't be where it is today. So again, there's 4 people there and many more extended family that they've got involved, that this would be a special day for. You know, Pete saw us win here, Rob saw us lose here. Both today together, hopefully they can say a victory in there. And, you know, I want the boys to go up those steps. We didn't do that on the Oxford day. You know, we celebrated over there. That was brilliant. But get up them steps, get to that box, get that trophy and pick it up. If Blooms can get into dream about that, they can go and produce it on the pitch. I'm sure we'll have a fantastic day. But, no, great club. All I care about is the Wycombe win today, and I'll be rooting and cheering every single kick on that pitch.
Well, we've got to do it. Who's got the best shoes on today, guys? Come on.
Hey?
I mean,
Yeah, if the red's lucky colour, then we're really kicking the backside out of the red boots today, all right?
it was great to catch up with some old faces pitchside at the home of football, but kick-off was upon us. Here's what happened. Berry Labala, who was cup-tied, joined us on commentary. St Clark on the outside of Grimmer. Cuts it back to the edge of the box now. Uses Burrows again. Burrows goes for goal and scores! The low strike from Burrows ends up in the top corner of the net. Rubber's only got down, he got a glove to it, but it only bulges it into the roof of the net, and Peterborough have the lead. Goal coming in the 84th minute. Peterborough 1, Wycombe 0. Burrows with his 4th goal of the tournament. He's been lively all day from left back. He cuts into midfield. He's always in the final third when Peterborough are there. But Wycombe Wanderers don't have much time, Bez, to turn this round.
Yeah, I think it's time to get Vokesy on, to get a few players on, freshen up the legs up top and really go for it.
Sam Vokes, Dale Taylor are coming on now. A double sub. Instant reaction from Matt Bloomfield. Towards the edge of the area. Vokes gets up. It drops down to Taylor on the volley. Yes! 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 Dale Taylor with his first touch of the game. Sam Vokes nodding it down, and Dale Taylor left-footed into the bottom corner.
Let's go!
Some of that. Wycombe Wanderers back in it. What a goal, Bez.
What a goal! Left foot, weaker foot. What a goal! You beauty.
It's his first touch of the game, Bez. It's his first touch of the game.
First touch, straight into the bottom corner. That is what I'm talking about. Let's go!
How about that for a double substitution? The ball hit the back of the net at one end. Matt Bloomfield pointed to Vokes and Taylor and said, boys, you're going on. They've gone on and they've delivered immediately.
Let's go. Let's keep the same pressure on.
Dale Taylor with his 4th goal to match Harrison Burrows' record in this tournament. Mothersill on the right-hand side. Farino slides in. It's a big tackle from him now. It's game on at Wembley Stadium. Dale Taylor, the replay. Does it do it justice? Boy, does it. Steer can't get near it. It's in the bottom corner. It's 1-1. Burrows again. Cross comes in. It's a high looper to the back post. Oh, it's gone in!
Oh my gosh.
Ravazzoli couldn't get back, and Harrison Burrows with his 2nd of the game. Was it a cross? I think it was. It was a high looper and it's gone into the top corner. It's Peterborough 2, Wycombe 1. The goal coming in the 90th minute. Gaffer, heartbreaking at Wembley at the end there. Your thoughts on the game?
Heartbreaking end finish of the game. When a goal like that goes in against you in the manner in which it did, maybe you have to think that it's not your day, or it's not to be, because up until that point I thought we were excellent, mate. I really did. I thought we were, I'm proud of the way the boys, tactically, I think we were spot on. There's a couple of tough decisions in there with the team, but I thought the two boys at the back, at centre-back, I thought were excellent. Jolo and Taff have been absolutely brilliant for us since the turn of the year, but we had a big call to make there. And having Joshy fit gave us the extra legs in midfield. And I thought we were excellent. We created some good opportunities, maybe slightly disappointed we didn't make more of a couple of them to really, try and get ahead in the game. The character of after going 1-0 down, the character to find the equaliser. Brilliant strike from Dalo. But obviously it just wasn't meant to be at the end.
It was nip and tuck, and we had to wait for the goals, and then they all came at once, didn't they?
It was a bit like Blackpool, wasn't it, on Monday? It was a tight game, and then suddenly it opened up at the end, and it was a bit like that today. Again, like I say, I thought we were tactically excellent, and it was nip and tuck, like you say. I really felt like our boys, their dreams were going to come true today. I really did. I believed it. Thank you to the supporters for being so vocal with their support. I'm proud of our football club and coming here and representing ourselves in the way we did today. Obviously bitterly disappointed that we didn't win, really bitterly disappointed, but I think pride at the way we played and what we're building, and has to shine through as well.
You've often spoken about the impact of the substitutions, the finishes, the double sub, the combination for the goal. You must have been incredibly pleased with the impact they made.
Yeah, absolutely. We were obviously mulling it over during the second half. When's the right moment to do it? Because I think that as a pair, Vokesy and Dalo have combined quite a bit this season, and we were looking to get them on when we could. Obviously, the conceding the goal gives you the impetus to go and do it. Like I say, I thought they were excellent. It was a great strike from Dale. Just such a shame it wasn't contributing towards a winning performance.
Richard Kone, a great story anyway, just for him to be playing at Wembley today from the level he's come from this season. A magnificent performance up there.
Yeah, he was very good, very, very good. I think that tactically he's taken on a lot of information, mate, since he's come in the building full time. And we spoke a few weeks ago about how he came into full time training. We had to take him out the limelight because we felt like he had a bit of a brick wall in terms of his energy levels. Adapting from Step 7 Essex Senior League through to League One football wasn't going to be easy. So in the few of the league games, we've been able to take the limelight off him a little bit with this game in sight, that knowing full well that we would need him and Vokesy at the top of the pitch today without Bears and Gideon and Chem. So I thought he was excellent. He's got a little bit of magic in his feet, and I hope, given the time that we want to give him and the patience with him, he's going to be a very good player for our football club.
In 2015 you tasted defeat. You didn't let that define you. You used it as a springboard. Look where we went from there. Where's today's springboard going to take us?
Very good question, mate. I hope it's going to take us forward because, we've had a rough road this season. We know that. We've had some real tough moments where the boys have had to be so resilient. We've had to be so resilient and so deep with our belief. And that comes right from the top. I think Rob and Pete, the way they've supported us as a football club has been incredible. I hope today is a springboard for better things because I believe in what we're trying to do. I think there's a lot of belief behind that and a lot of momentum starting to build, and I hope that we can use this as a springboard.
And a word for Darren Ferguson. You spoke about that you were close, how he helped you at Colchester when you first went there as well, but he's a serial winner in this competition. A word for Darren today.
Yeah, I should have said it earlier. I said it inside with the writtens. That congratulations to Peterborough and Darren. First off, they've got an excellent team. They've sold a couple of players for multi-million pounds, and they will do some more. They've got a good team, and Darren's a fantastic manager, a huge experience, and knows how to win in this competition. That's his second win now, I believe. 10 years ago was his first. So, I've got huge respect for Darren and his football club and the way they play. But I also think that they'll know that they've had a really good game against us, 3 really good games against us this season, and I think we're building the respect off the way we're doing things off the back of it.
And the season's not over yet. Back to work on Wednesday.
Absolutely, it's no rest for the wicked, mate. We're looking forward to Derby at home. There's no better game to try and build yourselves back up again. It's going to be a real tough one. Derby, a very good team, looking for automatic promotion at the top of the league, so we better be ready and we better bounce back quick.
And I'm sure Darren Ferguson will be wishing you well for that too.
Yeah, of course. Our league form's important. We want to finish the season strongly to build some momentum into the summer with what we want to do there. So it's imperative that we're ready to go, and we will be.
Dale, bittersweet day. Wycombe lose, but you score at Wembley straight off the bench with your first touch. Not many players can say they've done that.
Yeah, it's off my first touch was incredible. It's every boy's dream to score at Wembley one day, and I was so happy to go and do that. Obviously, that coming off the bench and going and doing that was massive for me. But you have to give our boys credit. We fought right to the end, and today it just wasn't meant to be, and big credit to Peterborough. They went and done what they needed to do, but on another day we go home with a cup.
Oh, he's your best buddy.
Yeah.
It was nip and tuck, wasn't it? And the goals come very late, but Wycombe were right in it, and the performance today perhaps deserved a bit more. It was one of those where a touch of luck has gone against us.
Yeah, of course. I think that sums our season up, to be honest with you. I think that goal going in, the second goal was unfortunate, and I didn't think we deserved it. It was end to end, both ways for both teams, and unfortunately it went Peterborough's way today.
And we've spoken about the goal, but it literally was your first touch. The ball hit the back of the net for Peterborough. The gaffer's gone straight to the bench. You and Vokesy crossed the white line. It was a flick on for Vokes. Your finish. Talk me through that moment when it landed in front of you. It's on your left foot. You think, right, this is it. First touch, bang.
You know, watching the ball fall out of the sky, everything was in slow motion. It felt mental, honestly. It was crazy, but I just thought, why not? You know, it fell perfectly on my weaker side, and just thought, why not? What have I got to lose? And thankfully, I seen it go in the bottom corner, and it was an incredible moment for me and my family.
And it's the west end of the stadium where the Wycombe fans were too, and a great moment today in what has been a sad day eventually, but a wonderful moment just there.
Yeah, seeing all the fans erupt was, honestly, it was incredible. So big credit to all the fans coming down to support us, was massive for us, and they backed us all the way. So yeah, you have to take your hat off to all of them.
You've got it all in front of you. When you lose big moments, they don't define you. You use it to power you on. What will you take from today?
You know, you have to learn. These are learning curves you have to take in your career. You know what I mean? And I think we just look forward to Wednesday night and hopefully go and get 3 points and start claiming that table as much as we can.
The gaffer and goal scorer Dale Taylor there speaking to me in the tunnel after the full-time whistle at Wembley. Congrats to the Posh on your trophy win, but as Dale says, for Wycombe now, it's about climbing the table between now and the end of the season. That journey starts against Derby County at Adams Park, and following that, we travel to Shrewsbury Town on Saturday. To get the lowdown on our opponents at the weekend, I spoke to Chris from Salopcast. Wycombe Wanderers on the road, the first of 4 consecutive away fixtures as we go into the final straight of this season. We're taking on our old friend Shrewsbury, and we've got Chris from Salopcast with us to give us the lowdown on our opponents. Chris, how are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you, Phil. Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Shrewsbury, we've just done it off air. I think I've got it wrong again. It's about how posh you are, right? This is good to clarify for our fans.
Yeah, I'm very much a Shrewsbury man, and I think most people in the town actually are. But if you watch the news or something, it's always Shrewsbury. You know, you posh Southerners like to Shrewsbury it up a bit. But yeah.
Oh, I see, like BBC English. Oh, I get you. Okay, right. Here we go. Right, let's have a look at this season then, because it's been a big season of change, isn't it? In last season, we said goodbye to Steve Cottrell. How was that sort of received at the time? Because he kind of did a good job, didn't he?
So on the football pitch, clearly he did a reasonable job. Took us to 12th in the table last year, which for us is a fairly good performance in League One. I think he wasn't sacked for footballing reasons, or even I don't think I can even say he was sacked. He didn't leave for footballing reasons, but there was clearly stuff going on behind the scenes. We got wind of it from towards the end of the season that things were going on when the chief executive left. And then we had a kind of month of stagnation in May where nothing happened. Steve Cottrell just disappeared from sight, but was still officially our manager until the beginning of June when his departure was announced. I think it's starting to come out bit by bit. So our accounts were published a week or so ago. They showed that we lost £3 million last season, huge overspend. Our wage budget had gone up £1 million on the year before, which for a club like Shrewsbury was one hell of an increase overnight, as it were. And I think the chairman felt that he and his relationship with Steve Cottrell had broken beyond repair, and he had to go. So, yeah, that's what happened. But it was not popular with all supporters because, like you say, we did quite well, and supporters only really care what's going on the pitch, don't they? And so I think Steve Cottrell was a popular man by the end, and it's caused a little bit of discomfort, especially given we haven't exactly had a great season. You know, we're not in 12th this season. We're going into these last 4 games still scrapping for the points we need to sustain our League One status. So, yeah, tough times.
Yeah, looking at the table, you're looking over your shoulder because there's some teams trying to mount a charge beneath you, but Wycombe have pulled their way away from it. We're virtually safe. In fact, we may even be safe by Saturday, but you guys were a little bit nearer the trapdoor.
Yeah, so we haven't spent a single day in the relegation zone this season. We won our first game of the season, and ever since then we've been somewhere between 20th and 12th, basically, all season. So to go down now would be very disappointing given that. But at the same time, we've always been perilously close. And frankly, our football has been, in large part, pretty poor this season. We're the lowest scorers in the division. We've got the second worst goal difference. Only Carlisle have got a worse goal difference than us. So unfortunately, when we do concede goals, we tend to concede them in batches. So we've lost a lot of games, 3-0, 4-0. But yeah, it's been a tough season to watch. So can we go down? Absolutely. But you're at that point now where the games are running out fast and the gap we've got is becoming more significant. So we've got that, I think it's a 6-point cushion to fourth bottom at the moment. 4 games to go. You hope we can defend that. Cheltenham did us a massive favour last night by losing at home to Carlisle, so very happy with that result. And at the time of recording now, we're waiting for Port Vale tonight and hoping they slip up against Peterborough. If that happens, then I will feel we're in a pretty good position to stay up, because you need the Burton, Cheltenham and Port Vale all in dire trouble, aren't they? And 2 of those have to pass us really if we're going to go down, because Carlisle have gone and Fleetwood is as good as gone. So for us to go down, 2 of those other 3 have to pass us. And with 4 games to go, that seems unlikely to me. So I think we'll be okay, touch wood. And it's possible we've got enough points already. We're on 46. That might do it. But beating you lot on Saturday, I think, would make sure of it. So, yeah, if you could just roll over for us, please, that would be nice.
We'll see. 31 goals this season in 42 games. I think when you beat us at Adams Park in December time, or just around November time, early December, it was 12 goals at that point. I mean, that surely is what saw Matt Taylor depart, because you can't get through a season playing like that, surely.
It's been painful. At the point that Matt Taylor left, we were averaging 0.55 goals a game. So that has improved slightly, but not a lot. You know, this is, I believe this is the lowest goal scoring season in our Football League history, and we've been in the Football League bar 1 season since 1950. So it's record breaking stuff that we're producing here in terms of the low level of goals. And yeah, I think that Matt Taylor paid ultimately for the. He wasn't popular with the fans. Seemed a lovely bloke, doing his best, but his rhetoric didn't match up to what we saw on the pitch. He would always come out with this rosy disposition. We played well today. We were unlucky, but you can only say that so long. And the support, I didn't feel we were unlucky, and I don't think many of the other supporters did either. We were getting the results we deserved for the football we were producing. That win at your place was Matt Taylor's only away win. We had a terrible away record under Matt Taylor. Bizarrely, under our current boss, Paul Hurst, it's been the other way around. We've done all right away from home. He's won 3 out of 6 away from home. And it's at home where we struggled. So that might be good news for you guys. Since Paul Hurst came in, we've only won 1 home game. So, yeah, we've lost 4. So it's been tougher on our own patch, bizarrely. But the football has been better, scored a few more goals, and we've definitely improved as a team. So fingers crossed we can cling on and put this season behind us.
And from the outside looking in, the return of Paul Hurst seemed to be sort of, pretty popular with the fan base.
It was one of those probably 60-40 splits, 70-30 maybe in favour. I was definitely in favour. What Paul Hurst did for us first time round at our club was meteoric. He took us to 3rd in this division. Were you in this league that season? I'm trying to remember. You might. I can't remember.
It rings a bell. I do remember you guys flying high one season above us. Definitely.
We were absolutely outstanding. Most of the season in the top 2, finished 3rd, but up against the might of Blackburn and Wigan, who were chucking money at it that season. And we, given where we were financially, it was one to live with them all season was terrific. And obviously, we made the playoff final and lost to Rotherham, which was disappointing and not what we deserved for an incredible season. But it meant that Paul Hurst is seen in our eyes, as a high achieving manager. Unfortunately, he was seen in other people's eyes as a high-achieving manager as well, and he was poached from us by Ipswich Town at the end of the season. And the way that happened was seen by some as underhand, because there was lots of talk of nothing going on, but there were so many rumours towards the end of the season, and it's one of those no smoke without fire situations. I think people believe that Paul Hurst was planning his next move even while he was guiding us through the playoffs, and so for that reason, he's seen by some supporters as a snake. That's the phrase that was used a lot when he left. I was never in that camp. I just feel that we have to know who we are in the pecking order. We're Shrewsbury Town, and if Paul Hurst takes us to 3rd in League One and gets the chance to go and manage a club like Ipswich, who've been European Cup winners before, the UEFA Cup at least, and naturally a high-achieving club, I can understand why the opportunity was one he wanted to take, and I never bore any malice to him, and I'm pleased to have him back, and I'm hoping that I'm not expecting us to finish 3rd next season, that's for sure. But I don't think we could get a better man to come in and stabilise us at a time when we needed it.
You sounded optimistic about staying up. So essentially now this is almost like pre-season, isn't it? It's about, Paul Hurst getting the most out of this squad, working out who he wants to stay, who to leave, and then who to bring in. And we're in a similar position.
Yeah, so Paul Hurst came in a week before the January transfer window closed, so he didn't have a lot of time to do any business, and we had no money, frankly, to do any business for the reasons I've already set out with our finances. So he managed to bring in one loan signing, a loan who's been in and out of the team, actually, so he's not had a huge impact on things. But I suspect that if we can stay up, we're going to see quite a lot of changes this summer, and obviously Paul's had his chance to look at the squad, work out what he wants to do. And I would imagine it'd be a very different Shrewsbury that kicks off in August to the one that finishes the season, whether we're in League One or League Two.
And looking onto the pitch now, I mean, there's another player that's returned, a bit like Paul Hurst, Aaron Pierre, very popular at Wycombe Wanderers when he was with us, and he was in in the wilderness a bit, and he's plucked him back out there, and he's gone straight back in the back four.
Well, he's out injured now for the rest of the season. Sadly, he did that 3 or 4 weeks ago, so you won't be seeing Aaron Pierre this weekend. His season is over. But yes, you're right. He came in. It seemed a bizarre signing at the time. That was while Taylor was still in charge, and we brought him in. I think for an extra body at the back, we had a heck of a lot of centre backs, but we were playing 3-5-2 at that time, and I guess they thought we needed more cover. And our injury list was astronomical, so we got to the point where Pierre did find himself getting a few games. And then when Hurst took over, he switched us to a back four, and he went straight away for experience. So Shea Dunkley, our captain, and Aaron Pierre became his first choice centre backs. Pierre was doing really, really well. He repaid his manager's faith and showed that he can still play at this level. Because, like you say, he'd had a tough couple of years. He'd had a tough time at Wimbledon and Sutton, not exactly high-flying clubs themselves. So for him to come back in at League One and perform was maybe a surprise to some, but he's done well. We'll see if he's here next season. He was only given a contract to the end of the season, and he's injured. So sadly, we may never see him again in a Shrewsbury shirt, but hopefully, even if we don't, what he did in his few games for us will be enough to convince someone else to give him another chance, because he played well.
Yeah, he certainly played well in the reverse fixture at Adams Park. We have a returning hero for you guys as well, Luke Lee. He coming back to Shrewsbury with Wycombe Wanderers, and he was a popular player, I guess. Will he get a warm welcome, or was it the way that he left the club maybe tainting that?
That was an odd one as well. He was clearly very much Steve Cotterell's man, or at least that's how it felt to us as a supporter. So there was no surprise at all, frankly, that he was maybe not too happy with the way things were playing out. And I wasn't surprised when he put in his transfer request. We got money for him. We can't really complain, I don't think so. I suspect most supporters will give him a warm reception. I can see lately you've been playing him as a left back again. We had converted him very much to a central midfielder, and he seemed to enjoy that role. So I was kind of surprised by that. I don't know if that's through necessity, through injury, or if that's just his position now, as it were. But yeah, I'll be interested to see him.
Yeah, it's mainly through injury really, and shortage in that position. But yeah, he's very, very popular at Wycombe, a great character, and we like
He's not
taking.
the only one, by the way. You've got two other ex-Shrewsbury players who'll definitely get a good reception on Saturday if they're playing. Joe Jacobson and Jack Grimmer as well. Both those two did really well in Shrewsbury colours, so they'll definitely get a warm welcome from the home fans.
Yeah, we always talk about Joe because we've got a good record of signing left-footed players from you guys.
Well, yeah, Joe was terrific. Slightly unlucky. He was released at the end of a relegation season when we brought in a new manager, Mickey Mellon, and I think he just decided to have a completely clean slate, and he released basically everybody. It was unbelievable that summer. It was like Nottingham Forest in the Premier League. We signed an entire new team overnight, and I can't argue with it. Mickey Mellon took us to second place and brought us back up, so it worked. But Joe Jacobson is one that I think most supporters felt was one that we let go when we shouldn't have done, because he'd been consistent for us in his whole time for Shrewsbury, and I was sad to see him go. And I'm glad I can see why he's so popular with you guys. Obviously, he's been there a long time now. Jack Grimmer too. I think we had him on loan 3 times, but never got that permanent deal in, as it were. But he was terrific for us as well. He's well loved by our fans for scoring a goal to knock Sheffield Wednesday out the cup when we were in League Two and Sheffield Wednesday were a championship team. So that sticks in our memories as well. But he was always Mr. Consistent, a hard-working player. So yeah, it'd be nice to see him as well. You did have Killian Phillips, didn't you, as well? He's another one who shone for us last season, but he's moved on. He's up in Scotland, isn't he?
Yeah, he's up in Aberdeen now. Yeah, he was on loan, and then he's gone second half of the season. He's gone on loan up into the Premier League in Scotland. So yeah, be plenty of reunions then by the sound of it, and a belated thanks for Joe Jacobson, because in his 10th season with Wycombe, he's now one of our best ever players in our history. So fantastic.
Yeah, I think he'd definitely see himself as Mr. Wycombe now, but I hope he still has a little bit of a soft spot for Shrewsbury, because our supporters certainly do for him, and you'll hear that on Saturday when his name's read out. I'm pretty sure he'll get a big round of applause from the home fans from all around the ground. So yeah, it should be good.
Marvellous
Hopefully,
stuff.
though, he goes home disappointed. Sorry, we need the win more than you.
So just finally then, 4-2-3-1, is that the Paul Hurst method now? Is that what he's instilled in the team?
Yeah, that or variations of, but it'll very much be a flat back four. Tends to be one central striker with a couple playing off either side of him, and then the midfield, he's arranged that in different ways depending on the opposition. I wouldn't be surprised to see us going quite attacking against you guys. I think he probably sees this as our best chance to pick up 3 points between now and the end of the season. We follow you with a trip to Bolton. Obviously, they're going for automatic promotion. We've then got a trip to Charlton. We lost 6-0 there last year. Big club in this league, even though they've not had a great season. And then we got Leyton Orient at home last game. But, I don't want it to go down to that Leyton Orient game and be sitting there needing points. So, no offence to Wycombe, our best chance of 3 points from the next 3 games is probably this one. So I'd hope we will go for it.
There we are. Well, Chris, we wish you all the best in your pursuit to stay in League One. Obviously, we hope it starts after Saturday, but we hope to see you next season.
Thanks very much.
Right, that's your lot for this week. Many thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next time with news of our trip to Shrewsbury Town. In the meantime, come on, you Blues.